Hello everyone. Today we're going to give you a tour of our four-wheel campers, Project M.
Now we live in our Project M full time. We've had it for 3 months now and we thought we'd like to share with you exactly how we set it up. So let's take a look. So first of all, there are 6 latches that we need to undo. 2 either side at the back, 2 further down the front, and then 2 on the front. Now you do have to be a little bit agile. First of all, we unlock this and push up. Okay, the next step is to take the bungee cords off. This is so when you close it, it pulls the sides in so they don't catch, and we store these away. And now for the tricky bit. This is the sliding bed. Most people have it slid all the way forward. While we're travelling, we choose to just keep it open. It just makes sense to us. Now we unclip this. If the bed was slid right the way in, it would be a lot easier, but I just have to push it up. Steve-o, can you just give me a hand?
Sure.
Stephen, are you helping me?
Yeah, give me a sec.
It's not going up. Stephen.
All right, go ahead and push.
I am pushing, it's not going up.
So am I.
While I'm up here, let's get some light in here. So we have 3. We chose to have a thermal pack. That comes down with Velcro. Then this is part of the main cabin or the main camper. The blackout window. Then you have a clear plastic window which comes out, and then the fly screen. And if you want to just keep them down, there, all nice and neat. So the reason why we keep the bed out while we're travelling, we just find it easier. It's because we have a 6-inch foam mattress under here, which is one solid mattress, which makes it difficult for us to push in while we're travelling. You've also got to remember that this can't be higher than the topper itself, the side of the topper, because otherwise it won't close. So you do have to remember that most of your bed linen, every time you put the topper down, has to be stored. So we keep ours in a big plastic bag. So that's our pillows and our extra blankets. Now, four-wheel campers do their own mattresses, which are designed that you can take them apart for easy storage. But as you can see, we chose not to do that. And the other reason why we leave it out is because we do sleep lengthways. As you can see, I can barely touch. I am touching from tip to toe. So with Stephen being 5'10", there's no way that 2 of us can sleep sideways. It's a little bit too snug for 2, and that's with me being 5'3½". And as you know, that ½ an inch is really important.
It certainly is.
So we choose to lie this way. Bags of space. Now this is a queen size bed. Our mattress is only a full.
Yeah.
Which is great because at the sides it means we can put our cup of coffee, we can store our bits and pieces that we might need, and it also has room for Harvey.
So this is now our bedroom as our living room, where we can sit here or lay here or sit here and do stuff like editing, research, or daydream while looking out our beautiful windows.
The beauty of the Project M is it just comes as a blank canvas and you decide what you want to do. Now, as a blank canvas, the weight in this particular instance was 377 pounds, and that did include this small window, which is the emergency exit hatch, which you can just open and push. You can also use it as a normal window with a fly screen to let the air flow. The rest of the items that we're going to show you are things that we decided to have as extras. So let's take a look.
And we touched on this earlier, like we said, the thermal pack. This is something that we are super happy that we got. Works like a charm. It's just an extra cover over the top of this. But what we've noticed on some super cold mornings is as soon as we open this part, you can feel the cold on this canvas part, because this is just normal, like material that you could tell you can get moisture and stuff on here if you didn't have this, which this stops the moisture from going in. So definite must have, glad we got it. The next item we got as an extra was the ceiling fan. We'll turn it on. Press of a button, opens on its own, and it's got some settings here where you can set it to automatically turn on if it gets hotter than 78 degrees. It's got an in and out mode. So when Andrea's cooking in here, if there's extra steam or whatnot, put it on the out so it brings the air and sucks it out. If it's a little bit warmer, you want some cool air in, flip it so it brings some cool air down. Also, it comes with a rain sensor. So if you've got this open on a breezy day, whatever, and it starts to sense rain, it will shut down and turn off automatically. Up next are these strip lights, which are pretty good. Just touch right there, turns them on, press and hold, and you can see it gets dimmer. Press and hold again, and it gets brighter. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
The next thing we opted for, which was an addition, was the battery and the solar panel on the roof. So this battery here has 4 USB ports and one of those. And it also comes with a power inverter, which just plugs into the side here, which is great. Now, as you know, our old topper, we were really cold and leaky. We treated ourselves to an electric blanket, which we plug in here. Best move ever. The one thing I did forget to mention earlier, it does come standard with a fire extinguisher, just in case Stephen burns something while he's cooking, and also a fire alarm, which is also a carbon monoxide alarm, which is absolutely great because we do cook on a propane stove.
The next extra we opted for are these 2 racks. You can see on the side here that you're able to clip objects into place. See, there's one on top and bottom, and it's the same on the other side. This is the other additional add-on that we have on the outside of the Project M. So these are spots where you can connect your, say, extra fuel cans, your max tracks, shovel, other things like that that you don't necessarily want inside your vehicle.
Now, of course, the one thing the Project M doesn't have is a loo. So we bought one.
All right, and just to interject real quickly, we said the weight of the Project M itself is 377 pounds. That just comes with the standard equipment blank canvas. So the additional weighted items that we have are the battery, the lights, the fan. We do have an additional window, which is the same exact size as the exit window, which is extra weight, plus the solar panel up on the roof. The things on the attachments on inside and outside, those were also additional weight as well. So to compensate for that, we did have to put airbags on Tonto, which we did stop at our favorite place in Fallon, Tedford Tire, to take care of that. So if you are thinking about this, just make sure that your truck's suspension can handle it and also your tires. Okay, now for the part everyone's been waiting for. Just kidding. But here are some areas we think they could improve upon for the next generation. And like we said earlier, this is a newer model. It's only been around for a few years, I think 3 going on 4 years now, something like that. So like they said, they want us, we're probably the only people that live in this full time. So they really wanted us to go through and say, hey, kind of nitpick it and see what you can come up with to help improve the model. So here are a few things we think they can improve upon for future generations of the Project M.
And in no particular order. So one thing, there's no locking mechanism inside. So you have to lock it outside before closing it, and then it locks. The one thing about this you do have to remember is, if you do get out, remember not to close it when it's locked and leave your keys inside, otherwise you'll be screwed. Now, a previous YouTuber that reviewed the Project M did say that you have to stretch out to pull in, and it would be nice if they had a handle for you to pull in and out, which 4-wheel campers did do. It was a tiny little strap that was on the right hand side here, and what we noticed was when we were pulling it in, it was actually almost bending the door because you're only pulling it on the right hand side. So we removed it and attached a belt, so now it's equal tension and we can pull it and lock. So it would be nice if they did some sort of nice, better looking strap than this.
The fuse panel. So when we went back in to get the leak fixed, we asked them if there's supposed to be a cover on here, which we were promptly told no. So one of the things we think they could improve upon is putting a little cover over this to make it look like it's more finished.
And that will also stop the dust particles and it catching.
Another very minor gripe that we have is this mirror. We love it, but when we're off-roading, it tends to slide. So a very quick and easy fix would be to take those two pieces on top and bottom and place them also along the sides. So this is how one of the ways the Project M can attach to your vehicle. We've got this piece of L metal here, which attaches to the truck and to the bottom of the Project M, which is right here. You see the bolts that go through. We've attached another piece to the top, but the bolts here, what I've done is countersunk them into the board that we put on top. Additionally, originally these would sit on top so you could catch things wouldn't sit level, and they're a little bit kind of a sharp edge there.
The next thing is the battery and the location. It would have been nice to have a choice of battery, maybe one that has more power or more storage, but also the location. Because of the weight, it would have been nice if we could have got it lower to the base of the truck. But where it's situated, it's bang smack in the middle, which wastes space. So for me, personally, I would have liked to have seen it closer to the exit window, and then that way we would have had more space this side to either put a cupboard in or for seating or whatever.
Now, you see these rails along the side here, this wooden platform. Now the bed's fully extended. You've got one on this side, and there is one along the right side to support the weight of the bed on the sides. We think there should also be a piece along the back here, and we'll show you why. See how it starts to bend there?
And that's with me, and I'm 120 pounds. So if you were a little bit larger, then it would bend more, obviously. Now sleeping this way obviously we use this back as a bit of a headrest. So in the evening or even during the day, we can be editing, researching, reading. But what we have found is that these are actually very, very sharp. It has ripped our pillowcases. What we feel is there should be something on here that would protect you or have this rounded.
As you can see, it's also torn up the finger a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I don't know quite what they can do with this one, but this beam in the middle, yes, we are always bumping our heads.
And now it's time for our biggest gripe of them all, and the reason we had to go back to Sacramento to get some things fixed. So you can see here, they've got this aluminum plate that goes along the entire bed length, pretty much, of the width. Now, the reason for that, or so we were told, is that the water won't sit on here, it'll come off the sides. Now, do you see that happening? I don't, because look at the angle. It's dipping down towards the topper, which would hold water in there. And also, it doesn't come to the edges. So if that's the actual case for it, again, this wasn't installed properly. And another reason, see how the rubber cushion here isn't compressed how it should be? This is where all the water was coming in. Not from the truck, not from the truck bed, because this isn't compressed. And another thing about that piece of aluminum here, as you can see, I can get my finger in here between the truck bed and the top of the camper. But as we go down this direction, I can't. So again, that's losing the compression and causing a place for water to get in, and also making the topper sit not level. Now, in my opinion, a way for them to rectify this entire issue and actually make this a real water channel where water won't collect here is to not use this piece of aluminum. Instead, use a piece of L metal that starts from the top, goes along the back of here, and run it out further so that the water actually will drip off the sides and not drip right into the spot where the rubber is not compressed for water to get in like it did with ours. Plus, it'll keep the topper sitting level. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed our tour around the Project M. Now, we do have some things that we want to do to it in the future. We're still working a lot of that out. Like we said, we wanted to live with it for a while and make sure that what we do to it is going to work 100% for us.
And we'd like to thank Four Wheel Campers for partnering with us. Their customer service is absolutely amazing. So we are really happy with what we've got. We're so glad that we got it. We do have some gripes, as you know, and hopefully their next edition of the Project M will be even better. And on that note, get out there, go and explore, put another pin in the atlas, and we will see you on our next adventure. Bye.
Bye.